In this situation, I have a fraction and it's taken to a power. The first thing that I notice is that this fraction can be simplified, right? What I want to see is that there's x's on both the top and the bottom of this fraction, and there's also y's on both the top and the bottom. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just simplify. So I'm going to write out what I have, and then there's 2y's, and I just like to leave a little space. I don't know, it just makes it easier to see, right? And then I have 1x here and then 5y's. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is simplify, and what I notice is like, oh, there's a y on the top and the bottom, a y on the top and the bottom. There's an x right here, and that's all, right? 2 over 3 doesn't simplify. And then I have x's in the top and y's in the bottom. So now my fraction is, there's just 4 x's on top. And look, you can write it as x to the 4th. I'm going to just choose to write it the long way. Either way is totally fine. And then on the bottom I have a 3, and I have 3y's. And again, you could choose to write y to the 3rd. I'm going to just write it out like this. Now, all of this is to the 4th power. So what that means is I'm going to take this and I'm going to multiply by this 4 times. So I'm going to pretend that this says 2 times x times x times x times x, right? 4 times. So let's then just go piece by piece. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, that's the first math I'm doing. So 2 times 2, 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. Then look, this is x times x times x times x. That's 4 x's. Another 4 x's, another 4 x's, another 4 x's. So that's 4, 8, 12, 16 x's. Okay, that was 4 times 4, right? And then here, this is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And the way that I would do that math, just in my head, is I would do it like this. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 9 is 81. That way I can just rely on all my memorized facts. So 3 to the 4th power is 81. And then this is y times y times y. Another y times y times y, another y times y times y, and another y times y times y. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12 y's. And this is my answer. Okay, if you had written it out the short way, just show you real quick. If you had written out like this, right, then what you would have noticed is this is 2 to the 4th, 16. This is, here I multiplied the exponents, right? I had 4 x's 4 times. Here, 3 to the 4th is 81. And I had 3 y's 4 times. 3 times 4, 12. Okay, there's my answer.